Linking on my brain. Okay, okay. Linking on my brain. I got linking on my brain. Whoa.
Hey guys, Yasin here. Actually I just run my couple scanners and I got few ideas. I think it's over 25 stock. So this is what I like. This is by no means a buy or sell. This is only my ideas, and let's go through it. Let's dive in. First one is that caught my eye was FTNT. The reason why it caught my eye, I looked at it. I try to tend to when the week is over, I try to tend to look at each stock on a weekly basis. So when I put on a weekly, I loved the fact that we've been flagging. We've been going sideways for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the stock price started getting tight toward the upper top of this flag. So that's what I like about it. And actually I was watching it back when I put in this yellow line here, and I said stock starting to close above this, starting to break this down trend here. That's the white one. It's gonna be first my first flag that the stock wants to move higher. Actually the stock started attempted to break. It actually did break the trend in here in this area, came back reversed, and as soon as the stock starting to close above the yellow line here and this price right here, the stock actually just moved higher. And you can see the correction again. It did barely, like I think 50% of this move. When the stock doesn't correct that much, it actually shows you strength. And what did the stock after that did? It bounced right over the 21 and then challenged the previous high, got rejected. Now it's coming back, and then we started making higher lows from here. I think the stock has still potential once you start clearing this area right in here, which is going to be, once it started to close above here, it's going to be all-time high. And I think the stock still can really have. I think the stock still has a much more potential, but we still have to close above the high of that yellow line. So that's the first one, FTNT. Second one is TMO. It's Thermo Fisher Scientific. It's in health services, medical laboratories, and research. Let's put in weekly. What kind of my first thing when I look at the chart and I see on the weekly always these bars, man. When I look at them, that's when I go from the daily. You can see it from here to here. The stock actually dropped, came back to test this kind of like base, but I don't even call it a base. It's stock here was trending, bounced over, it broke the 65, and then it got back over it. So that's, for me, that's strength right there. If the stock would have been weak, it will treat the 65 as a weakness. I mean, as a resistance. Actually, what happened is, you can see here, it instead of acting the 65 as acting as a resistance, it acted as a support. Broke over here, this small tiny base. Look at the volume down here. We challenged the high of this breakdown candle. You can see it right my line right above here, and now it's what it's doing. It's just building energy and it's going sideways. So for me, that's sign of strength. A little bit extend from the 21, but still, like, it's going sideways. It's building energy for more higher prices, so keep that one in mind. Next one is it was actually WST. WST, let's put on weekly. I'm not gonna put everything on weekly, but these are 3 ones that I actually first looked at, and when I see a breakout on a weekly, that's like this one right here. We have the stock that had a great run, right, from the whatever that is, 150 to all the way up to high to 300. That's almost like 100%, and the stock just went sideways. You can see it here. It just taking time and digesting these gains, all these gains. You can see a tiny base here, and then out of this base we actually broke out right in here that day, and it's flagging and the stock's getting tight. So for me, like, I would have buy it personally. I would have buy it right on the breakout, and you can see it when I switch to the daily. The stock's still like going sideways. Instead of coming back and getting rejected, it's actually going sideways. If the stock started acting up and started closing below the 21, I would have reduced my position. I don't have any position on this. I just want to let you know. But these are the three ones that caught my eye as far as they're expensive stock and they're not cheap. So let's move on real quick fast. WKHS. I'm going to tell you what tracked me. Stocks making higher lows. I'm sure everybody knows WKHS. Got earnings on March. We started making higher lows, and then we start making lower highs. That's another pattern that actually it could break out to the upside. And when I move to the weekly, that these two big candles, I mean, we never close below them. You see that? And we're going sideways, so we're building energy. You know, the price action is gonna start getting tight. Is it a buy here? Probably. For me, every time I put you see a green arrow, that's for me that it could be a buy, but I'm not buying it though. I don't think about buying it here, but for me it's like I always every time before I buy, I have to buy against something. There has to be a risk. What am I gonna? What is my stop loss? You know, since we're making higher lows, so for me, starting breaking down and closing below here, I mean, it should be a good risk reward ratio. You know, if I bought here, for example, if I bought right at the reversal at the 65, I would have sold something right on the higher this area because we got resistance, and you see the stock got rejected a little bit here. So I can see this breaking up here. Keep it on watch list. SAIL, one of the ones that really attracted me. I like clean chart. We'll go up, sideways, go up, sideways, go up, sideways. Beautiful. Respecting the 21 on the last digestion here. Beautiful. I like. For me personally, I favor the reversal candles when they actually open lower. Let's put it on 30 minutes. When they open lower, this is what this yellow line here is what happened actually on yesterday. Well, I love them when they open lower and they close higher. That's for me that's bullish right there. There's nothing wrong. There's no agree or disagree. I love it when they do that, and actually that gives me the conviction to actually get into those prices before even the breakout. And yeah, for me that's beautiful. We got earnings on the 25th February, so yeah, that's lovely. JKS, one of the, look at this huge run, and I do really love them when they reverse on the 65.50, whatever you like. You know, I just like 65. Right here, I put a buy signal right in here. You can see it reversed right here. You can have that, or you can have the stock actually open lower this day, but I want it to close higher, at least above 50% of that red candle higher. So 50% would be maybe here, it could be here, 50% or higher. But it did this actually. It opened a little bit higher and then it went up from there. For me, that's kind of like great risk to reward ratio. I know what I'm wrong, you know what I'm saying? So you starting to close below here, it drifted lower. So for me, that stock's gonna be. So this is like, oh, great risk to reward ratio. JKS, I'm watching it. So for me, it would have been great entry right in here. I didn't get into it. LPSN, next one. Look at the stock. It did exactly like what I was saying about WKHS. Let's go back. See, that's almost the same thing. What is it? LPSN. You see it right there, almost the same thing. Making higher lows, keeping that 65 as a support. Breakout, came back almost to that support right there with my right in here, and now we're just going sideways. You know, it would have been good entry like back here, I think here, and it's still not too late. I can still see it breaking out, going to the upside, LPSN. Next one, Bali flag. It jump at your face. I don't have to explain it. Stock still defending the 21. Look at that, defending it. Even good risk reward ratio right in here. Put a stop loss right below that, and then if it started to close below here, you know what you're wrong and you're out immediately. Look at those reversals candles right there, there, and then almost like a breaking out in here, especially when we close by the opening here. 52.92, yeah, 53. Look at we got some pickup on volume as well here. Good risk reward ratio. Next one, LOB. I love when the charts, man, I love when charts are not really volatile. Look at this. They just let it work. It violates the 21 2 days or 3 days actually. Reversed. Now you would think the stock is over, the move is over, since we moved since 19 bucks all the way now to 45, and that's a huge gain, man. The stock is still making higher lows. The price action is getting tight, volume drying up here, right here on the red ones, those red bars, and then I can see a reversal, right? We reverse that day? Let's look at it on hourly. Actually did a little bit here, opened here lower, and then we closed up higher. Reversal candle. You start to break close below that, you know you should be out. Lovely. LOB. What else? Next one is AQB. These are $12 stock, flagging, and stock managed to break above here. Now it's even challenging. I think we closed above all-time high, above this candle, 1140. Yeah, 12. Beautiful. Look at the VCP pattern right there. I can probably, you can see it, the star getting tight. See it right there, and then another one here. When the star's getting tight right at the highs, man, you know something's up. You know something. And then we broke instead of getting rejected and closed below the 21, which will show you weakness. We actually stayed, the price stayed there, and it started making some new highs and stock start making new advances. I put this one here, just it could be a target, even though I'm not a target person. I like the stock tell me when it's over, when it closed below the 21 and stay below 21. So we could be up here $15 in no time. That's AQB. Next one was SI. Again, no volatility in the stock. Beautiful. Reversed right there. See that? That's a pullback. Beautiful. I love those. 39 bucks all the way. Now we digested sideways and then reversed right on the 21, and look at that pickup on volume, man. You can't ignore that volume. Good risk to reward ratio right there, here or even here. Starting to close below here, man. That's weakness. Simple as that. Don't even if your mind start playing games at you like no, do this and that, man. Next one, RNG. Beautiful base all the way, breakout, simple, let it work, come back to the 21, and actually did reverse here. We opened 373, we went down to 372, we closed on the highs at 384. Good risk to reward ratio again, starting to close below that 21, especially below that candle right there. You're out, you know what, you're wrong. Beautiful chart. Not a cheap stock. RNG, that's RNG. Next one, BL, block line, breaking out here. I always like to, when I look at the stock and I analyze it, I like to tell a story. I tell myself, okay, tell me a story about the stock. What happened to it? Are we extended? What kind of phase are we? You know, where we at? Does the stock still have 10% and it will go back? So I like to look at it in a monthly, man. We have a long base here. Look at this, man. This is where the bunch of stock just got hit. This is when everything got crashed on 25th. Look, BL did not got crushed. That and immediately started making all-time high. Man, that's a strength right there, man. If you ever had a correction in the market, start doing that. Looking for that day. And I said that on my previous video. Look where at those red days on the market. Look where those stocks that when the market start getting crushed or start having red days. Look for the stock that actually stood still. Those are the strong ones, man. Anyway, we broke, went up, moved sideways, and then we just go in. Nothing wrong with it. And then after that, I go to the weekly. Excuse me. I go to the weekly. You can see tiny base here, breakout, came back, retested, and then moved higher. Now I think this is like just a pullback. And then I move on to the daily stock, and I see that once the stocks start closing below the 21, I know we're gonna be entering a type of digestion, you know. So the stock it managed to hold at 21, and it's starting. I'm watching some candles and I'm starting to watch some pivot point. Like for me, like starting to close above the high, that breakdown candle, like 134, and we did manage to close above it last Friday, yesterday, 135. That's stock wants to move again, wants to continue that. So and I know we're more risky. You know, we're starting below, reverse in here, man. I know I'm wrong. I don't have to or put a low. I mean, if low here, like it's too much for me. And then we had a gap here. You can see it. We kind of close the gap. Let's put it on the hourly. You see it right here. We gapped, came back, starting to close above that again on the hourly basis, 134, and then boom, higher. Nothing wrong with it. Beautiful. BL. That's BL. Next one, FTCH. I think everybody knows this. Well, what struck me here and what jumped at me is the stock never gave anything back. This is reminding me of Tesla. Usually we'll see the stock correcting 50% or so. You know, this one did not. You know, it kind of wanted to do it here, but it kind of reversed, and that 21 started acting as a support. So that tells me, hey, whoever owned this, whoever bought this, he's not willing to take profit yet. Why? He knows or she knows, whatever, whoever bought it, price could go still more higher. Simple as that. I don't have to complicate it. Let's wait until we start closing, making some new highs. Next one, DM. Beautiful cup and a handle. You can see it, almost a cup and a handle right here. So this could be a powerful play. DM NVTA. Is that NVTA? Yes, I think I was watching this stock when actually I remember this one now because I was watching it here when it actually made this day, kind of broke and then reversed. When it reversed here and it's starting to close below here, starting to close below the 21, change behavior change, and then that's, for me, that's out. I would wait. I would rather for the stock that's making it's showing strength than weakness. You shouldn't be doing that. Now what I'm watching is you have higher lows, which is here, and then you start getting some VCP pattern, even though you see it like here and then here. So I would like to see the stock coming back here, like going up here this way, sorry, to here, and then starting to break. And that so far it still shows that somebody is still not selling off the whole, like whatever great positions they had here. They're not selling that because we kind of close below the 65, which is, for me, it's a huge line that for me. But we actually, whoever did it, supply and demand, bought back the position. Now we start challenging all-time high. So we went from selling to buying again. So that's how you should see the stock without any biases. In VTA, next one, which one is it? ENSG. ENSG, beautiful. I don't have to explain myself. Base, breakout, and I think there was earning here. We supported the 21, never even closed below it. And another look at the volume. Boom. That tells you, man, somebody's still pulling. The move is still on. Now it's digesting, going. That's strength again. You know, I found actually that the one of the best. I mean, not the best. One of the issues for trading is sitting on a position. Like it's hard, man. It's not hard, but I'm trying to get over it by switching my biases from going swing trading to position trading. Like if you sit on a position and then you did your homework, man, like when you, especially when you have a bull market like now, you just let it, like I did explain it last time. I said if you just sit on it, that position, let it tell you started close below the 21, man, you take some off and then let the rest. Don't look at the news. Don't look. Just let the chart tell you what to do. You know, it's hard for many of us, even though it was hard for me. But I'm trying to get over that and just ignore all the news, all that. Just look at the chart at the end of the day and see what the stock wants to. Like, let's say you got in here, or you got in here, or you got even here, man. Let the chart tell you got in 65, 66. Now you are at 85. That's a decent gain, man. And then you take some off and then let the rest, you know, let the rest play. You know, you have some cushion. You can go through earnings and just ride it. You know. Next one. NSG CLA big lots. The yellow line is all-time high. So if I go to the monthly, you can see it right there, all-time high. So we had a flag on the monthly and stocks start going sideways. So that's bullish. That's bullish. Then moving down to the weekly. Weekly, you can see it. The move up here, the stock we went from lower 13 bucks all the way to 55. That's quite a huge move. Now we're going sideways. Now we have this one that attracted me. Stock started to slide down here, and somebody defended it. Look at the volume, and then now we just hold it. We could build some energy here. You know, you can build some energy here, and that was starting to break down. You just be careful if you bought it here. That is at $64 level. You have some resistance. We could go right through it, but sometimes usually the stock will actually hit it and come down a little bit. Like I think that happened with EQTS. I tweet about it, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago. I bought it right when actually was breaking down at 12.98. The stock moved and then barely gave anything back, and the price action, look at the price action start getting tight. It didn't drift lower, it started getting tight. That attracted my eyes, man. That means the stock wants to move higher. Nobody wants to sell, nobody wants to take profit, so they know the stock wants to go even higher. The blue line actually moving to the monthly, we had a resistance right in here, and moving back to the weekly, or actually this is the daily. So I bought it at 12.98, but 13 bucks. The stock still hit it and came down, retested the previous resistance, and then boom. So I'm thinking, so that's the same thing going on with. Now it could work and not work, but I'm just saying, keep that in mind. Always look at the chart monthly so you can see what you're hitting. Stock digestion starting to close, and I think I did tweet about it, and I did analyze and I put some notes on it. I said the stock getting rejected here, huge volume. So at that time I was bearish, and then let me take this off. Stock starting to act, that 65 starting to act as a resistance. Here it got rejected. Now again got that, we broke that 65. So there is a change here in biases from me, from bearish to bullish. Now you have this resistance. You got 1, you got 2, you got 3. Now you got 4. For me here, could be an early entry right in here. Put a stop loss right below there, right below here, and then you watch the move all the way to here. By this, as the stock moving up here, starting getting close to 60. How much is that? I don't know what percentage. I'm bad at math. You start taking some profit and let it run. That's big. Move on real quick. GPRE. Even though I don't like stocks actually when they have previous highs in here, because every time the stock's gonna move higher, so you gotta look at to the left and you see, oh, we're gonna have resistance here, we're gonna have resistance here, we're gonna have resistance here. So I would rather stock not to have nothing here, void. So when the stock break out, it is a void, so it can go as high and as quick as possible. We had a flag, you can see that's what attracted my eyes. Stock starting to drift below the 65. Somebody saved it, huge volume. Now we're flagging. Could be an early entry right in here. You can use 17 as a stop loss, or 17, 18, whatever you like. Next one, GPS APR, FRHC. Man, that's one of the few ones that I do love. There's it was no volume in here at the beginning. Stock was really quiet, and then you would think the stock's gonna drift back lower, and it didn't. And beautiful sideways. Look at that. That attracted my eye right there. And then the stock, the price action started getting. It never drifted below that. It held for a week. It went just sideways. That's strength right there. So I could use this 49.20 or 49.10, whatever, as a stop loss. It would have been an early entry right there. It should be as simple as that. Once you start getting complicated in things, man, that means you're forcing the trade. That's FRHC. Next one is Cyber. Let's look at it in a monthly. What is it? Breaking out, huge candle volume. Stock wants to move higher. That's it. Simple as that. Moving out on the weekly. So from here, I'm building my case. Stock is bullish, looking bullish. Beautiful weekly. Weekly still confirms in it. We're just moving from 110, 160, 62, whatever it is. We're going sideways now for 1, 2, 3, 4. I think the stock usually started moving higher once it started building the flag or a base, whatever, 5 to 6 weeks. Now we're 4. It could even go sooner. It could take more time. Look at the bounce on the 21. Again, he's one of the things I actually want to really emphasize, and then want you guys to think about. Look at the move, and look how much we gave back. Let's do some Fibonacci, man. What was that? 62. That's right there. 61.8 golden ratio. We didn't even move down. So the lower we move down, again, the more we give the kind of the weak stock, not the weak, but it is not in high demand. But a move like this for me, I mean, a normal, a healthy pullback would be at 50 and still be nothing wrong with the stock. Stock still can close below the 21, claim it back, and it still be fine. But you know what I'm saying? Like whoever took profit, they didn't took a lot of profit. You know, whoever. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that much of a correction. That's what I'm trying to say. Stock bounced right over it, and then we hold in right there. Starting to close, man, above there. You know what's gonna happen. That's Cyber. I have 2 other stocks. Actually, Bio. I got stinged one time when I bought Bio. I don't know. Pharmaceutical and drugs, but I like the setup, so I would like to share it with you. First one with STRO. It's biopharma, huge base, breakout, and moving up, holding that 21. Look at that reversal right there on the 21. Good risk reward ratio. Put them, boom, and then the stock reversed again Friday. For me, it would have been, I would exit once the stock started close below that candle. I would have been out, and it did held that resistance. Yeah, so that's biopharma. That's STRO. Next one was BIO. The reason why I'm sharing again is just because the simplicity of the chart. Even though I don't like biopharma, because they can flip on you anytime. They can open up next week at 39 or whatever, you know. So I always want to have that mindset that these therapeutic stocks and biopharma, biotech stock, they can drop down on you like 20, 35 easy, just like that. Reversed right on the 21. Beautiful move, 40 to 70. That's quite a It's quite a move. And then starting to close and clear that 71. Let's say 72. That could be another push higher, but this is like an early entry point. That candle and that candle. We got in. If you got into this candle, we digested it for almost a week. Never closed below the week of that candle. You know, held the 21, not reversed again here. So these are the stock that I have for you guys. I hope they did help you. And if you guys want me to cover anything next time, comment below, give me a like, support the channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.